Hi, welcome to The Sacred Journey. The Sacred Journey is the program that reminds you that life is a wonderful adventure and each and every experience we have is a unique and perfect opportunity for learning. I'm Joyce St. Germain, and tonight's program is part of a Zoom offering I'm doing through Be Yoga in Avon. It's Sacred Sound Medicine or Shamanic Sound Medicine, and this particular offering is about balancing the chakras and working on the 7 bands or 7 layers of the auric field. Tonight I wanted to offer something that will help us individually and help us globally. And most of you that have joined, I looked at the names, and I know that if you know either Kristen or myself, you're probably familiar with the chakra system. So as we do shamanic sound medicine, we will very likely focus most of our time on clearing and balancing the chakras, and then we have 7 bands of our energy field, 7 bands of our aura. We have accumulated in the past month or so a lot of, I hate to say ick, but we've also started receiving a lot of compassion, a lot of love, a lot of oneness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a basic review of the chakras. Now in Sanskrit they're pronounced chakra, and in English, if you've learned meditation or energy healing or something like that, you've probably heard them as chakra. There are 7 major chakras. There are many more, but we'll focus a little bit more on the 7 major. As we get more into shamanic work, we might talk about the 8th. There's a course of study that you work with 12. And in some shamanic paths, we believe that there is a chakra at every joint in your body. So think of how many there are. And there's also a corresponding chakra in the field around you that's connected to every chakra on the physical body to one in the energy field. But we'll save that for another time. So the chakras are these wheels of energy, and they're very active. And they correspond to different colors of the rainbow, and I'll just get this off the table now. There are 2 types of teachings about this. One is that they correspond exactly to the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. The other schooling is that they go all the way up to blue, and then they go to violet and white. My earliest teachings and teachers went violet, white, so those are the paths that I follow. Those are the principles I adhere to. However, if you learned that indigo and then violet are for the 6th and 7th chakra, embrace that. There isn't a right, there isn't a wrong. They're just different ways of viewing the subtle energies of everything. So whatever feels right to you, and as a visual person, having been an art teacher, how I see it is this way. But that's just through my vision and my eyes. My indigo I see deep within the brain, almost like a little, maybe a sub-chakra, or hard to describe what it is. Make it personal for you. There are basics that we follow because it's traditional. So the root chakra has the note C that's associated with it, because we are working with sound. But there's a sound, if you want to call it music or something melodious in addition to a single note, it's environmental music, which means the sound of waves and water and maybe animals, like Paul Winter did a lot of work with whale songs and things like that. So environmental music, root or base chakra. The root or the base chakra is about survival. It's about physical sensations. It makes us feel unsafe if we feel threatened in any way. So right now, a lot of people are responding through their root chakras. They don't feel grounded. They don't feel safe. Okay, and we're lucky we have tools like yoga and meditation and shamanism as tools to help us stay balanced and to stay aware. So this is what the keynote for the root chakra or the base chakra is, and it rests right at the base of the spine. Color is red. Now, if you are very sensitive to sound, you may have noticed either a grounding sense or an uneasiness, like that chakra does not feel open. It might need a little bit more work. We're going to be spending a lot of time doing work on both ends, the outer sides of the energy field all the way down to the physical. So the second chakra is sometimes called the Spleen Chakra, and sometimes it's called the Sacral Chakra. It corresponds to D, and the sound or the instrument that it's responsive to is the flute. It has to do with emotions, and fear and anger, love and anxiety come into this because they're more emotions rather than just basic primal survival, okay, like the root chakra is. And it's located just above, color's orange, it's around literally where you'd think of where the spleen would be. Third chakra, solar plexus. The note is E, responds to harp music. It has to do with personal power, can have to do with rational thinking, and maybe even some decision making. Heart chakra, green. Responds to the sound of bells. Now I want to spend a little bit more time on the heart chakra. In shamanism, we say we have sky chakras and we have earth chakras. Sky, sky, sky. Then the root at the base of the spine, spleen, solar plexus, earth chakras. Where do they connect? At the heart. Okay, so the heart is the fourth chakra. It connects from above and below. Humans are considered walking trees because we connect sky and earth as trees do. So that's the note F and the sound of bells, and it's for the heart. So we'll move up. Throat chakra, it's oh, by the way, the heart chakra is responsible for emotions like love, acceptance, beyond the self, compassion. It's not a totally self-conscious or self-focused. It's more emotion for others rather than emotion for self. So the wind is the sound that the throat chakra responds to. The color is blue, and it's about verbal communication, speaking your truth, using your wisdom and speaking your wisdom to share it. When a chakra is blocked, we might have different physical ailments that are manifested, and I'll speak a little bit about the throat chakra because it's a very common one to get blocked, because a lot of times we try not to make waves and we try to play nice and we don't want to hurt people's feelings, and sometimes, and this happens more for women than men, we're the peacekeepers and we don't speak up because it's not a secret that in society right now there are a lot of aspects of society, maybe business, maybe religion, and I mean religion versus spirituality, where men have traditionally held the highest roles and women have not. So a lot of women get thyroid problems, okay, Hashimoto's, thyroid disease. Thyroid is a big issue of not speaking. So a good way to clear that is speak. It doesn't mean speak in a rash way. It means speak your truth. Sometimes it's speak up for yourself or for what you need. Asking is a way of speaking. Third eye. The sound is A. It's called the Brow Chakra. It has to do with psychic awareness and spiritual growth and spiritual awakening. Now, as I said before, there's two different colors here. I learned that this is violet, but you may have learned that it's indigo. It responds to the sound of water. The crown chakra at the top of our head, I was taught that it's the color white, and you will see some teachings are white. You may have learned that this is indigo, this is violet. The sound, or the note is B, and the sound is all sound and no sound, which is another way of saying silence. The crown chakra is where your soul entered your body at birth, and it's where it will leave at the time of your passing. It's also the place, if you're active in astral travel or astral projection, you may leave your body that way. But every second of your life, every second of your existence, this divine essence is coming in the top of your head. It is how we get spiritually nourished without even having to try or focus on it. There are other ways, of course. We enhance that through practices like yoga, qigong, meditation, tai chi, visualization. But you are always taking in light through the crown chakra. It is your connection to the divine. So those are the 7 major chakras. As I said, we have lots of others, lots of minor ones. I don't want to do a lot of talking. I want to be able to do a lot of sound medicine for you. But I just want to stress that there are 7 layers of the energy body, and what they are, and I'm just going to go through them very, very quickly. At the root chakra, it has to do with your etheric body. It is the band of energy closest to you. The second one to do with the sacral, or the spleen chakra, it's called your emotional layer. The solar plexus, it's your mental body. Next layer at the heart, it's the astral level. That's believed that that is the level that connects the physical and the spiritual realms, that there are 3 physical, there are 3 energetic or spiritual, and the heart connects them. Then there's etheric, which is where the throat chakra is, or corresponds to the throat. Celestial body for the third eye, and catheric, which is for the crown. And it would take hours and hours to go into all of those. We may do that at another time, but I just want to explain. The outermost is the catheric. It is the higher concepts. It's divine knowing. Okay, now I want you to get comfortable. And as we start, I will be giving you an affirmation for each chakra. What I'd like you to do is to hold that, very, very simple, hold that affirmation in your awareness while you receive the energy. And if you were with us the past couple of weeks, you may have heard me say that intentions in shamanism travel on sight or sound. And what I mean by that is, if I set an intention as a gift to you, I ask it to find its way to you. I ask it to travel on sound waves to find its way to you. You will receive it in whatever ways for your highest and greatest good, whatever ways right and perfect for you. I will give you the basic, kind of stripped down to as clear and concise as possible for each of the chakras. So I'd like to invite you to get comfortable. If you'd like to dim your lights, go ahead. So for the root chakra, as I'm striking the bowl and asking for the intentions that this chakra, this energy center, receive the healing medicine in whatever way is right for you, I'd like you to hold on to I am safe. You could repeat it, or you could say it once and focus on it. You could think of it as how it would look visually, the words, how it might feel, but I am safe. I am safe. We'll move to the sacral or the spleen chakra. I am creative. Receive that intention, hold that intention. I am creative. We'll move to the solar plexus. I am strong. I am strong. We'll move to the heart. I am loved. I am divine. We're going to move our awareness out to the layers of the energy field. So what I'll be doing, I'd like you to stay in this nice comfortable position you're in. I'll be traveling from root to crown and then guide you out layer by layer by layer, and imagine your essence, your beautiful energy coming up with all these beautiful chakras open and the energy flowing freely and openly and all that they embody and represent, being in balance and coming alive. And then imagine the energy going beyond you and beyond you. First a little, then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, then a little bit more, until you are about maybe 6 feet out from your physical body. And then more and more and more. Between 3 and 6 feet is the average energy field, but because of our practices, I believe it would be closer to 6. And then imagine that your energy is what connects you to all other beings, because that is what connects us to all other beings. We are one. In shamanism, we say, we are part of the all that is. And keeping your eyes closed if they're already closed, and if not, closing your eyes and just noticing the sensation. These sounds traveled on these energetic waves, these sound waves, these intentions traveled, and they found their way into every molecule, every cell, and every little space between. They found their way into the chakras. The ones that were a little bit more blocked received a little bit more. The ones that didn't need as much received a little less. And then they circulated throughout your body, moving to the places where they were needed. And then they went out, front and back, above and below, left and right, in all directions, through all the layers of your energy field. And then they found their way further still. Then they connected with all other beings in all places. And without coming to too much alertness, I'm going to now invite you to come within and on a personal level, focus on what you need, what you would like to receive. If you're having physical issues, think about the areas of the body. And if you don't know a lot about which chakras represent which either systems of the body, because they all represent the endocrine system, in addition to being responsible for other physical areas, think about the one that just is, let's say, closest to it. That will work. Or just ask your high self. You have a lot of inner wisdom. Ask that part of you to receive it in whatever way is right and perfect for you, and in whatever places are right and perfect for you. If you know you have a problem speaking up, asking for what you need, speaking your wisdom, sharing your wisdom, you might want to focus more deeply and more closely on the throat chakra. If you know that you're very worried about shelter and survival, focus on the lower two. If you feel like your personal power could use some strengthening, focus on the third chakra. If your heart, your connection, your energetic and emotional connection to all beings through compassion, or connecting earth and sky, focus on the heart. If you'd like to deepen your spiritual path or your psychic or intuitive gifts, focus on the third eye. Or if you want to deepen your connection to spirit, to the divine, focus on the crown. If you have a part of your body that you would just like to take healing energy in, a foot, a knee, a back, whatever, focus on that. The intentions are being sent so that now this is your time to focus on you individually. It is not selfish. It's self-care, self-love, self-nourishment. And when one heals, all heals. When one suffers, all suffer. So a lot of people don't take care of themselves because they think it's self-centered and selfish. It is so easy for us to care for others and not so easy for us to care for ourselves. This is for you. Not going to be in any particular order. I'm just going to create sound and intention. I might spend more time on one chakra than the other. I will use my intuition to offer what I could believe would be the greatest gifts for the group.